It's Dark Angel's Journey. I am Shakira. Whoa, Kitty is following me around like it's going out of style. Anyway, happy almost Friday. And I'm up a bit later than normal, so let's get it going. All right, let's take a look at what's going on in the charts and let's do some practicing. I'm interested to take a look at the data ranges and honestly just looking for trade setups based off of price and the models and stuff. I just want to see how often they come together. So, and actually, we can take a look at yesterday's FOMC drama too. It's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna make myself tiny, and if that sounds good, drop a like, drop a comment, let me know what you think. All right, subscribe even if you feel like it. Coming on the tiny. All right, so just checking to see if there's anything exciting. We are in February, all February. Okay, it's Thursday. So Germany has some stuff coming out. Already gone. 8:15. So for your Forex folks. And then 8:30 we got some non-farm productivity, whatever the heck that is. That might mess with stuff. 8:45. Some Euro stuff, 10 o'clock factory farm stuff. Oh, Kitty's talking. I'm not trading, but I'll be watching how the markets behave around these scenarios. Okay, so I figured out how to make everything look the same. On here, using this, new drawings are replicated to all charts in the layout and shown when the same ticker is selected. Boom, there it is. Every day, man, learning something new every day. Let me adjust my screen here. So, let us see how they have taken out everything that I was expecting them to take out. Look at that. Boom. Buy side took out, that buy side took out, they took out the consequent encroachment. Actually, let's do a little cleanup. All right, let's make that 1 hour big. Let's clean up. It's no longer relevant. We've already played through those. And I'm gonna just go to the daily on this one and then come back down. All right. So they took out that. We've got 41.85 and a quarter for them to still take out. So I'm gonna drop that level right there. Make it buy side. There's also 41, 250. Well, 200 and a quarter, whatever. Drop that there. So 2 areas of fun. And let's see, what's consequent encroachment on this imbalance? Approximately about there, already took it. There's that. I guess that's the top of that imbalance, 41.98 and a quarter. And I'm just gonna go with the top of this, 41.2. So it's just another option. So it's hilarious, right? So let's do a quick back. I'm gonna let's do a quick IPTA data range thing, right? All right, so today's the 1st. Okay, yesterday, that was the 1st, right? So I'm gonna look for a 20-day look back. Let's just adjust this. Oops. Settings, sorry. Style, I want to see the bars. It's 28. Let's just go 60, just out the gate. Okay, so last 60 days. So this was the high they need to take out. So we are on an upward trajectory, right? And then the lowest low in the last 60 days is here. What they haven't done, what is this? ES 1218 plan, IDC Webmaster Pro. What is that? Short. What is it? Where'd that come from? That was weird. Was that? Oh, anyway. Okay. Am I just getting notifications from folks? Probably. Some new feature. Anyway, so they've come and they've taken out this high with a wick for the last 60 days right there. And then now they're heading towards taking out this high and this high. So, and I mean, on a 20-day, let me clone this. And this is me just trying to figure out like where they're heading, right? And oh, let's change the color on that one. Let's make it more obvious. Let's make it yellow, make it a line. And then let's clone that puppy. And so that's the 60-day. Let's turn this into the 40. So same scenario on the 40, that's the highest high, they're coming for it. Yeah, and the lowest low on the 40 is here. Again, they have not done anything to take this out, right? So we've just been going higher. And then, let's clone that, and let's make that 20 days. And I'll leave this on here, just, okay. And on 20 days, the lowest low is still down here, and the highest high on the 20 days is, so we've just been slowly heading back up. Like we had this big shift right here in September, and we've basically been heading towards taking out stuff. So the next place is here, here. So it's January, February, March. So maybe we'll have another shift like in April or something like that. Anyways, so that's the 1 hour. Let's go back down to 1 hour and leave our 1 hour sorted out. And I'll just leave that up there, just so I have it anchored to the first of the month. I'll take it off and come back. And these guys are good. All right, and we don't need the consequent encroachment anymore. That's already been done. What I will specify is this right here. Now, do we call this a fair value gap? And I have this set to the weekly regular trading hours, so we can see um, the weekly gap, opening gap right there. Let me zoom in, do this properly. Tip right there, I think. Let's change that color. And let's just go purple. And let's just say weekly opening gap. Okay. So we did a lot of drama in the middle of all that. So a little cleanup there. Got a lot of things. So sell side's all the way down here at 40.30, and under this wick 40.48. They're gonna come back down and reprice to go higher. Come back over here. What do we have? We have this order block right over here, which is about pretty much almost midpoint of this thing. Whoa, that's funny. Look, the midpoint of this wick is about midpoint of consequent encroachment right there. Fascinating. So I'd be interested to see if they go any lower than that, if they decide to come back down. So that's my 1 hour. Okay, and let's bring this over. And this is the 15-minute view. So this is nice because then I can just see they've sort of just been going sideways. The way price has been moving. They wicked down and then they just kind of hung out. They're hanging out here. Good, good. And on my 5-minute, I can see what I'm seeing. There are my options up there. I dig it. So first line of to be taken should be this 41.63 and a quarter. If they're gonna do it, let's drop that there. Lots to play with. It's all buy side. This is buy side. Okay, so what time? Where is the opening price for the day? Let's drop that in here. Let's see, right there. Opening price was at midnight, was about approximately there. Let's just midnight. opening price, and it's not. So we've basically been just trading at it. We busted above it a bit, came back down. Now we're at it again to take out this guy. Hmm. Still nothing to see here, I think, anyway. So let's save that. Let's wait and see what they do at 8:30. In the meantime, let's pop open one of our backtesting things and let's take a look at yesterday's price action. So I'm focused on the micros because when I put money in, that's what I'm going to be trading. And let's go to the daily here. And since we're going to go back, oh, look, what I'm looking for. I guess I was using this for those. So turtle soup and failure swing. Yeah. So these things I'm looking for when they take out the buy side and they take out the sell side and then rip it down. And then I have to assume they took something out, then failed to continue down because we were thinking it was bearish, and then ripped up, changed the swing, expecting it to come back down. Similar scenario, we were very bullish. They couldn't make it back up there, and change direction. So we're gonna be looking for those like hardcore. I'm gonna hit replay button back to yesterday's data so I can look at it directly. And we'll drop down to the 1 hour. So actually, let me open up my trading journal from yesterday and drop it in here so you guys can see. I don't really have a ton of time yesterday to look at it, but let me yeah. So let me copy this over and paste it in here for you guys to see. Okay, good. And I'll make it bigger. So yesterday, I'll just do this and make sure this is actually showing. Perfect. So yesterday, this is in the morning, right after 9:30, I had these ideas, right, for price. And, you know, I was considering a bullish order block that I saw. Let's see if we can find all of this. So let's take a look at all of this activity a little bit closely. So let's make this smaller, like screenshot it and then check it out later. So let's go look at that. All right, so this is the first. Let's go down to the 5 minute. Yeah, for yesterday, and then let's take a look. All right, so we're over here. So this is all before FOMC's drama here. So in the morning, I'm watching price, and I think I was on the 1 minute, really. Yeah. So I let 8:15. And let's do this properly. Let's see when the morning opening price was and if we could have set any kind of bias based off of it. So opening price was here, midnight opening, and then let's see what 8:30 looked like as well. So 8:30 was here, opening price was there. Okay, so they were pretty close by together. Okay. So I'm not gonna bother with dropping. I'm just gonna leave. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so they're pretty close together. So everything was just kind of going sideways. We dropped down in the morning, then we came back in and we're just kind of like hanging out in this general vicinity. So then at 8:30, I'll zoom in on this section here if I can see what I was seeing. So 8:30, nothing really happened, right? And then I was like, well, we're still in a range. We haven't broken any structures. You haven't given me anything to play with. So it's like, cool. Um, so then I was like, let's wait till 9:30. And it was really quiet. And then maybe look here, it's like, yeah, 1 minute. Let's go over. We can take these off now for the moment. Let's see if I can see what I was seeing on the 1 minute. So, yeah. So after 9:30, I saw this break right here. So I was thinking, okay, so since I was expecting price to get above 41.90, I was thinking about it going all the way up here. So that was my buy side yesterday, right? That's what I was expecting the whole time. Now, if I was going for a 20 handle hit, right? Let's zoom in on what's happening here. So, price rolled up, ignoring this annoying little wick right here, but it could also be considered, you know, 4 to 84 and a quarter could be a buy side. I don't know if anybody was going to be able to really catch that, but that's like most of this could have been a something we're aiming for as well. So I was thinking this guy up here. So once so I was thinking, okay, so I have order block right here, approximately. And once 9:30 came and it did this weird wicking, dropped, broke this, right? So then my mind, once we took out the buy side here, I was waiting for it to give me some indications, right? So I think I was waiting for it to break this, which it did. And then I was going to use this order block right here. Let me make sure I'm not making, because this is what it looks like to me right now. And yesterday in the moment, um, I could just be making things up. Who knows? Yeah. So once it broke this short-term high, right? Let's just annotate that really quickly because I didn't have time yesterday. I was just looking at it. I was like, oh, if it breaks that and makes a new high, then I can safely take something at this order block right here, right? And it could also have been this order block, but I was thinking it's this one because price took off. And this could be a propulsion block too, maybe because straight green candles after that. Anyway, so I was thinking this order block. So I think I'd annotated this like so for an order block. So I was thinking for an entry at the top of that. And my original thought was, okay, I'm gonna get along since you've finally given me something to work with, and then put my stop loss below this order block, just like a tick or two. It's not bad, 4, right? So then this would have filled it right there. And my original aim was to take it like a tick or two above this buy side. And that would have been 57 ticks with a 4 tick um, stop loss, right? No, it never quite made it up there. Now, my other options were, if I was just doing the 5 handle, man, I would have gotten that like in and out so fast. Look at that. Boom. Just taking it 1, 2, 3 minutes later, $25 on the micro, $22.50 on the mini. Not bad. Um, but it's volatile, right? Like FOMC. Look at all this wicking. It's mean. It's mean. Like taking everybody out. Look at the way all this worked. Now my second play, I was thinking to myself, okay, cool. So this first one would have worked nicely. And I have this thought in my head, like once price makes it like a certain way up to my, like it's more than 50%, then I would have put my stop loss like below the next significant like thing. So I would have put it below here because I was expecting them not to take it out. And then I would have gotten what out of that? 27 if I'd walked away, right? 27 handles. That would have been fine. So let's do that. And let's just annotate. Oops. So I was thinking that. I didn't draw it on my thing, but I was thinking, okay, so if they come back below this guy, then we have a problem. So now, so once it turned around, I came back and I looked at it. I was like, all right, so we're not ready to take this out yet. And I saw them come back down again, and they took out this cell side. So I was like, all right, cool. So if they take out the cell side, and I'm gonna wait for them to give me another opportunity, right? So they took out this intermediary high right here. So I was like, all right, cool, cool, cool. I can try again. And the other thing I was thinking about, so they took out this intermediary high right here, and they left this fair value gap right here. So I was like, cool. I'm thinking personally, this order block down here, because this one's so high, right? So I was thinking the body of that. And let me just make sure I look at my stuff because so I know what I was thinking at the time, right? Yep. So that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm glad my thought process hasn't changed. So here, let me clone that. So now I'm thinking I want to order from this order block right here. Because I'm finding they tend to come down and take stuff, especially when it's just the one, right? So like the high of this candle is 40.75 and 3/4, right? And then the low of this candle is 40.75 and 3/4. Spot on entry on that guy, right? And again, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna get my long fill at my stop loss below the body of this guy, pretty small. And I was thinking again, they're gonna take this out at minimum, right? But I was still aiming for all the way up here. But if they can take this out, so that would be what? 63 handles, right? But if I'd gone for just the 20 handles I need to be playing for, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Another 250 in the bag. Now, as I said, like once they took this out, I probably would have moved my stop loss. Like, again, I wasn't staring at it, but I would have move my stop loss right below here. Let's clone this and plop that right under there. Whoops. Don't need all that. Just need you to come with me. I'm gonna put my stop loss right below there. And if I got stopped out, what would that have been? 17 ticks. That's fine because I'm thinking it's going up high. But then after that, look at this collapse. It's out of control. Now, where is the buy side? I don't know. The buy side was here and it's all the way down here. So let me drop that. Did they take this buy side? I don't know. Sell side, sorry. Whew. They did. All right, they took it. So this is during FOMC. So I was done at this point. I didn't have anything else that I was planning on putting in. Those are my two trade ideas in the morning, and I would have been not bad, not the best, not bad. And I should, as a beginner, aim for the low hanging fruit. Like this was easy right there. Just grab that, 30 ticks, not bad. This guy, I could have just aimed for this guy to start, right? And then see. And that would have been like two ticks above it, right? Boom. And that would have been 36. Not bad. And then if I'd chosen, would have got two ticks above this. Let's see. So let's say I got two more ticks. Yeah, would have gotten that. So I think that's my plan for the moment. Like if I'm going to aim for the closer line items, I'll aim for that and like two ticks above it. So like that, two ticks above it. Boom. Right? And then maybe eventually, once I understand everything else, I'll be able to like aim more clearly for other things. Now, this could have also been a really good short opportunity, right? Because look at the formation, right? Because I was looking at longs, I was looking at, you know, it took out this, broke above that guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix that. So I was looking at it like this, right? So price was just kind of meandering, a little sell side there, took it out, and then it took out this high, and then came in here, and then continued. That's what I was seeing in terms of structure. It's not very pretty, but you get what I'm saying, right? That little, like, not failure swing scenario, right? That's what I saw there. But there was one up here too. Look at it. Could have taken a short because it came back down. It came back down. It couldn't take out this high and then it dropped. I don't know that I could have traded that personally, not at this stage. One day though, one day. I know ICT caught it. But he was also using the weekly gap too. No, maybe using it in a whole other dimension, right? So I'm over here taking longs and he's looking at a short, right? So failure gap, what do we have? There's an order block right here. Look at it. Let's draw that over. And is this a breaker block too? I don't know. Let's see. So we had an order block right here that at the top of that with a little bit of give. You'd have to set your stop loss a little higher, and then you could have been aiming for the sell side down here. I mean, it would have taken a couple hours, but boom. I suspect you would have been, would you have been stopped up before that? No. You could have just aimed for all the way down here. It's not bad. Let's see. If you're going short on that one, and you caught it here, which is where, or here actually, and you're aiming for a couple of ticks below this bottom, boom, boom, and your stop loss is a couple of ticks above the line right there. Is that 9? 5? Not bad. So then that would have been, a couple ticks below these relatively equal lows. That would have been a nice little 45 right there. Not bad. If we'd aimed for underneath here, a couple ticks below that, even better. Few ticks. 48. Nice. I see it. Because we had the shift here. We failed to come back down. We took this and then turned around. Like that should have been a good clue, you know? Because then, interestingly enough, that's still another turtle soup, right? Look at it. Yeah. Yeah. It's a turtle soup for sure. It's beautiful. Utilizing this order block and there's also this bearish order block after they took this out, but I don't know if I would have trusted that one, you know? Yep. It's not bad. It's not bad. Interesting. So let's look at the afternoon. Get some water. I had no concept of what was happening here because I was just looking at it. So I'm learning that, don't trade, at least as a beginner, don't trade like the noon hours or whatever. And everything kind of just went quiet as they waited for FOMC. And then once 2 o'clock hit, I guess there's two swings, right? There's a 2 o'clock swing and then the 2:30 swing, right? Right, so the lowest thing before 1:30 was this thing right here that had been formed for the day. So I mean, all of this is relatively equal lows. So they took that out at 2 o'clock, did a market shift, and then again, don't do nothing because that's only the first of the awfulness, right? You gotta wait. Um, so there's a shift, and we have a shift in structure. Then they came and they didn't respect this at all. Like if they were going to continue, I would have expected them to respect this and the order block right down here, or the bigger one right here. They did none of those things. They came and took this out as well and then turned around. And honestly, didn't really give anybody an opportunity to get in. Not really. No structure I could have traded. Like at least in the morning, you know, they came back into a space where I wanted for an entry, boom, and went. Same thing down here. They came down, boom, and gave me what I wanted. This, nothing. Got nothing. Got nothing. Nothing. Because I would have been like, okay, they took out sell side here. They broke structure here. So then I'll be waiting for, well, I guess they gave you an opportunity here at this order block, this Fair Valley Gap. And I guess these guys are considered breakaways. Still working out how to understand that. And then price sort of smoothed out after that. So around 3 o'clock ish is when opportunities for taking trades kind of came in after that. Oh, and look, and they rolled in quite nicely. So then we have this Fair Valley Gap, this order block. You can take it, let's see, you could take it from the body actually for that one. The open of this was 41.12 and 3/4, and the low of this was 41.12.50. So wouldn't have gotten, no, yeah, would have gotten filled. And then stop loss below the body of this candle and then go up. And then in this scenario, just sort of gets more simple. So it would have been something like that. Ooh, is that really 18? Ugh. And then let's drop up to like the 15-minute. What do we have up here? So I haven't. Oh, beside my screenshots, take that off. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, so we had that wick. We just drop them. We had that wick and this wick. And of course, we know we're looking for that one as well. Okay. Yeah, so let's go to the 1 minute again under here. All right. So we had a couple of things, right? They'd already traded into this wick. So then my real target at that point would have been here, like 2 ticks above it, like that. It's not bad. Secondary opportunity for an entry right here. This fair value gap right there. Lovely. And we have a whole old high fair value gap. Another opportunity for an entry right there at the same spot. Yep. And go back up. These things I need to get used to, right? And for this, they're still shifting higher once they came down and cleared this. This is the entry I would have wanted. 3 order blocks, I would have been trying to get in on this second one. Wouldn't have gotten it. Probably based off of the fair value gap down here, I probably would have tried for my entry on this one instead at the body of that, since the wick's not too long. 2 things in the space. Um, and this bullish order blocks up here. And then similar scenario. Let's see. Well, short little like bump in the road just to come down and take this out and revisit this fair value gap, which is now acting as support. Yep. Nice. So technically you could have used this as an entry, right? Like consequent encroachment, like right in the center, and then pew, off again. Not bad. If you didn't want, if you know, once you saw it like stalling inside of here, and then put your stop loss below that candle, would have been pretty tight on that one. And then again, aiming for the same thing. Boom. 113 ticks on that one. 167 on that one. Not bad at all. I am conservative and I don't know how far they're going to go. So I would have probably just been like, for this, if I'd taken this entry, I would have been aiming for the top of this and a few ticks above it. 78 and gone home and been happy. But now that things had smoothed out after FOMC and it was very bullish, buy side was pretty much a potential. And I had consequent encroachment up here somewhere. Let's go back to the daily on that one. Yeah. So I had consequent encroachment set at probably about there I was already taking. And on the lower time frame there was other stuff to be had. Yep. So that's where that, okay. But you see how, oh, look. 37 minutes. So price came up, came down, came up, came down. Yeah, just like a continuation. This is just like gathering up more orders, right? So this would have been the area for the entry. I mean, and then it gave you a secondary opportunity to get in if you missed this one on this order block right here. And then up she went. And I would have been, you know, looking to the right for a reason. Oops, come on. Man, that takes forever. You know what? Let's go to the 1 hour. It's taking too long. So what days highs were these that they took out? December 13th and Tuesday, December 13th, 9 a.m. and the top of the wick for 10 a.m. And then of course, interesting. And they still haven't taken out the 13th, 8 a.m. high yet. All right. So there's lots of opportunities in these big candles. Like when you look at it in 1 hour, you're like, oh man, I missed the move. Could you have traded it on the 1 hour? Yeah. Let's take a look. So if we're looking at it on the 1 hour, then we've got to incorporate other days stuff. So they took out the sell side here and they attacked this order block right there. So what's the high on this? 40.49, 50, and the low on this candle is 40.48, 50. So we would have overlapped a little bit and gotten an entry right here to aim for that. Yep. You could have just also been using this fair value gap along with this guy to strengthen your position. And this breaker block right here. Slow, low, high. Yep, breaker block over here as well. Could have taken an entry at the top of this thing with your stop loss right below it. A couple of ticks. So like if that's the base, on 2 ticks below it, oh man, it would have been just so close. Interesting. 15 minutes. So yeah, fair value gap. If you did the consequent encroachment at the middle of that, taking the hits, psh, I don't know how you would have even known to do that. That's the 230 hourly candle. That's crazy, man. I'll stick to my lower time frame entries. Higher time frame analysis, lower time frame entries, more accurate. Yep. So those would have been my things. The morning session would not have been very good because I wouldn't have made. I would have even stopped out on both of them. Still in a profit, but still stopped out. Because once it gets to like 80% of my thing, stop loss needs to be moved. I'm gonna move it to below the next fair value gap because I'm thinking they shouldn't come back down. They should come back and take it. If they're coming back down, then I'm wrong, and that's okay. I'd rather have my fees and still make a little money on it. And then when price smooths itself out after all the volatility, that's when you can like get into some more trades. Interesting. So we've seen, um, and again on the 5 minute turtle soup scenario, sort of took out the sell side here with that, and then off you go. No real opportunity, at least from my perspective, for an entry until it stops to gather up orders and give you proper structure here on the 1 minute. And honestly, once this starts happening, once like a first red candle hits, probably what you could say, consequent encroachment on this candle, boom, long, nice, right? Sometimes it never makes it to the middle of it. If the fair value gap is super tiny, maybe we just take the top of the candle and then go. But when it's like a little bit bigger, you might be able to get a little further into it. Like, zoom in on that one. That looks like we got, zoom in. Did we get halfway through it? Let's put the scan box on it. Yes, look at that. Perfectly hit 50% of it on that. Would that have been the best entry? Because then what would it have been, right? So if you've taken this entry, then your stop loss, because it's so close to this guy and it's by itself, I would feel like they're going to take the whole thing, you know? It's so small. But let's say you did take it like this, stop loss below this candle. How many? That's a lot. Stop loss below that. Maybe, yeah, just a few ticks below it. Would have gotten stopped out right there. So best to take into account everything that's around it too. So if there's an order block attached to it, then, and it's a bigger candle, there's all the potential for it to come back to the order block in this case, or even the body of the order block, if the wick is not too long. So I like to try for the bodies most times, and that works. Here's a scenario where they don't come back to the order block, a small thing, they just tap it and go. I probably wouldn't have caught this entry right there. This one, I like consequent encroachment. Would have worked beautifully. This one, not so much. I feel like because they've already kind of, they've rolled into the move, they paused long enough to give everybody a chance to tap into this and go again. Like once they're in motion, and we've got breakaways. They've got breakaway gaps here, and they haven't touched these. Like once they turn around to touch thing, I would be thinking, they're trying to gather up more orders because they've lost a lot of folks on this move right here, you know? So now they're trying to gather up orders, you know, and for the folks who are like, oh, it's done, we're going short, like take those guys out. But I mean, it's very bullish, right? And I've been pretty, I think, bullish on everything that I've been thinking about doing in this whole time frame so far, based off of the IPTA data ranges too. Like we haven't taken out any significant lows since December. We've just been edging up towards the highs. And then we just took it out. Like you can see it. Let's go do this. Let's adjust this. And then let's hide all of the stuff I've been looking at. Right? And maybe the daily is better for me to look at. Right? But I mean, look at it. So since we will be looking at, this is January, right? Right there. If we look at the 1st of December, right? So 60 days out, the lows of this is this guy, and the high of this is basically up here, up here. This must have been some kind of weird, I don't know. Was this some news event? Probably. I don't know. But we haven't taken out the lows for the last 60 days. So that makes me feel like we're bullish. Not to mention that we had this shift, right? So we need another significant shift and break below the last 60 days lows for me to feel like we're going down again. For now, I think we're headed to take this out and we're headed to take that out, right? That's what I'm thinking until the next quarterly shift happens. All right, so I haven't looked at ETH in a while, so let's take a quick gander at it. Let's leave that. What have you been doing, Ethereum, my love? All right, let's put that up and let's just take a look at the daily on this guy. And I had specced out a few things and all of them have been taken. Beautiful. Nice, nice. I am pleased. I'm pleased. Yeah, because I was feeling very bullish on all of this. I mean, again, similar scenario. If we let me just do let me just do the monthly for a hot second here. Because I'm not really trading anything at the moment, and that's just on purpose. So if I were to do the monthly, and I think my original thoughts were on so this should be so for December, let's go to the daily when I was originally looking at all of this. So if we roll back, um, we had these relatively equal lows, and since January started, we haven't taken any of it out. We've come down and taken a little bit of this, but but we haven't we haven't taken the actual lows out. I would think if they were planning on continuing down lower. These are equal lows. That should be a juicy draw, right? And then we have some more down here and here. They haven't touched it, right? So the primary things I would think they would be heading for is here, which they've taken out, and here. So that if I was gonna draw like 60 days out, I suspect from here, that's the highest high. Yep. So they just took out the highest high for the last 60 days. And then in terms of like a 20-day, they still haven't taken the lowest low, and the highest high was here, and they took it out here, right? So I'm still feeling, even if they were consolidating and being annoying here, still bullish. And they just took out this short-term daily high or whatever. So my thoughts at this point are we have this sitting here. They might come back down and tap it, right? But the order block's here. So they'll probably tap the top of it and then continue if they're going to do it. So I think the 15. And then we can refine that, obviously. So all that buy side that I was planning for, taken beautifully. Would I have been able to trade it? What was this? This is Wednesday and this is FOMC. This is what? 7:30. Where is it? Is this the 2? Yep, 2:45 activity. Yeah, so let's just for funsies, let's see what we have. I'm just gonna bring it back here so I can get into the 1 minute. Okay, so would they have given us any opportunities? Let's check the morning. Do we have anything juicy? Same way I would have had to trade on so they took out those lows. Eh, had a shift. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere with that. And this is just murder she wrote at 2 o'clock. It's mean. And then 2:30. Took out everybody. Gone. Gone. Did we get into an order block or something down here? Like a bullish one? Because let's see. Yes. So here's what I would consider a bullish order block right here. Price kind of took off and flew away from that spot. So it should be relatively strong in this general vicinity. So let's see. Did they get down that far for FOMC? Not quite. Close. Took everything else though. Then they shifted. They did pause for a hot second to tap the imbalance. This one made that imbalance. They come back into it and then fly away. All right, so they created these two order blocks. And then would we have gotten an entry like right at the top of this guy? Let's see. Let's see. That. And then drop or stop below this. And then aim for that buy side. A couple ticks above it, like so. All right. Would we have gotten that? Did it come back to it? That's a no, good buddy. So instead, they came back to this. They decided to take that guy. They didn't come back to this order block. Nope. Let's see. And they're consolidating again. And now they came back to this order block right here for an entry. So we wouldn't have gotten that one. Second opportunity, I would have tried for this order block and consequent encroachment, like right in the middle. Is that a middle? Looks middle-ish to me. I've been estimating. Is that the middle? Then not use that, use the top of that guy. And then same scenario, stop loss below that order block. And let's see. So close to being stopped out. Consequent encroachment would have been fine. This would have been fine. That. Let's see. Stopped out right there. Do I get the entry that I originally wanted? So this is not a strong enough order block. This one was. Maybe the top of it? Yeah, the top of that order block was better. Let's see. Oops. Come on. Are you gonna come back down to this guy? Let's draw that out in time. Actually, the top of that one instead. And that's where you would have gotten it. Now, this order block, the top of that order block, was the better choice in this case. But that's why I'm still learning. In any case, crypto. So, man. Well, they took out this short-term high. Could have gone for an entry off of this order block. The top of it right there. And I would have gotten the entry right here, and that would have been fine. Not to mention, things to note, this thing was acting as resistance at this point. Still not noticing all the things I need to notice. Anyway, that's why I keep practicing, right? That's why I keep practicing. Because this is the reason why I'm not trading money right now. Because if I've been paying attention, I would have noticed, at least here, that we had, let me make myself small again, that we had not one, but two fair value gaps holding up price at this point. And then once it kind of hung out here, did here, took that, I could have said, all right, so me buy right here. In any case, all in good time. That's why I'm taking the time to learn and see and understand. Because without any of that, I'm not gonna get where I need to go. All right, guys, that was fun. I need to get back to work. I am very salty about the fact that I have a full-time job because I'd rather just be doing this. But until such time as this makes me my full-time salary and more, I can't do that. So, gotta go work to pay the bills. And I'll be back to learn more so I can finally reach my goals. And I hope you guys are doing the same. Practice, practice, practice. Set your process up. Know what you're planning on doing, and practice it. Practice until you can know it. You can do it in your sleep. You can see it in your sleep. And that's what I need. I need to be able to see these setups forming, right? And have the confidence that they're going to do what I want it. And then if they don't, that's fine. You're not going to get all of them. But if I can get 80%, I'm aiming for the world. Skyscrapers, y'all. Skyscrapers. Let's do it. All right, this is long enough for this morning. Like I said, it's time to go to work. But practice, stay on top of it, don't give up. Jakira, out.